Welcome to People's Blessing Show, where conversations spark, ideas ignite, and perspective collide. Get ready for engaging discussions, captivating guests, and thought-provoking insights that will leave you inspired. From current events to personal stories, this is People's Blessing Show with Reverend Blessing Ajayi.
I did not want to speak to anyone. I did not want to be around anybody like myself. I actually started forgetting things. I had full memory loss. When I first started therapy, I didn't, because therapy was for crazy people. I didn't think, no, so why am I going? What am I doing deep breathings for? Who does deep breathings?
Okay.
Who does anything? I had to open up myself and said, let me try something new. So to be honest, I had to get uncomfortable.
Hello. Welcome to People Blessing Show. Today I have a special guest, a wonderful personality in our community. Her name is Karen Samuel. She's a vocal advocate, a lady that says the way it is. You will love her today. And today we are actually focusing on a reality program topic that pertains lives. The one that will bring you to a center place of your loving yourself. You will know more of what it takes and why you should love yourself, despite any challenges, any situation you go through in your life. Today, I am very sure that you will gain something that you will never forget. So my guest is here now. I want you to listen as she introduces herself, and then you will love it.
Thank you. My name is Karen Samuels, and I'm a mental health and self-love advocate. I actually use my lived experiences with breaking down and actually building myself back up again to normalize the look and face of mental challenges. I'm on a mission to help those that are actually going through their own mental challenge, to not fear, not be embarrassed or ashamed, to ask for and accept professional help, therapy, counseling that's individualized to themselves. I also want to let everyone know out there that your story is your story. Let's not compare it to anyone else, and the help that you're going to need is going to be for you. And mental health, it's not a one-size-fits-all. So that's what I want everyone to know out there.
So thank you so much. You're welcome to People Blessing Show. How are you today?
I'm actually feeling good. I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh no, don't be
but
nervous.
I'm feeling good.
Just be yourself. In this place, we feel ourselves. You said it, we should love ourselves, you know?
It is, and I feel the energy in the room, and I work off of energy also, so I feel your energy is very comforting to me.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just want to say that you're a very special person.
Thank you.
As a woman, as a great mentor coach in our community, Black community. We are privileged to have you on the studio today.
Thank you.
So today we are going to discuss a lot about you. And how you can encourage the viewers, based on your experience and your journey. I know you have a lot. Like we say, we're going to portion it in segments so that our viewer will not miss any part of this to enjoy. And as we are speaking, I want you viewers to, learn from this great experience. And this is personal, but I know, like I told you, that we are all in this together. You just have opportunity to speak it, but we all feel it.
Thank you.
We are all there.
Thank you.
But some people close it up, but some decide to unveil it. So thank you for choosing this moment to share your journey with our audience, and I know that each and every one will learn from it, even as you impart us today. So tell us about yourself and what you do. How do you get here You're a great speaker in the community, especially in the area of mental health.
Yes. Well, what I do now is I actually work for a non-for-profit organization, specializing more with youths and newcomer women, helping them build up themselves to whether it is employment, whether it is to entrepreneurship, and really honestly just building up themselves and their self-esteem. Now, how I got here, I would say I was born on a little island called Jamaica, and I was born into a lot of love, remembering being with, well, my mother left me at 6 months, and I had an outpouring of love from my grandfather, from my grandmother, and from my dad. About 3.5, I ended up coming to Canada.
Wow.
And the moment the plane landed and I walked out of that plane, there was a woman that opened up her arms.
Wow.
And I just remember my grandmother pushing me into those arms that embraced me. And that was the moment the love went away. From there, I started disliking myself. I was confused with the skin that I was in. I was being called a lot of horrible names from that woman about my skin color, my bold features, the kinkiness of my hair. I was being compared to a monkey. And also, she had 5 other kids where she would favor the kids, and I was not one of the favorite. So with that, I started disliking myself. But in a community where you are told that you hide things, you don't show any kind of, it's weak and it's not favorable for you to show that something's
you
wrong.
Can express
yes,
how you feel.
You toughen up and you keep it in. So I kept it in. Very, very young, I learned to hide in the closet and cry, then come out of the closet and smile to everyone. With that said, we moved around a lot. So there wasn't a lot of stability. Starting off in Rexdale, then from Rexdale to Calgary, then from Calgary to downtown. By the time I was 13, I had been to 13 schools. So I was a little bit unstable, and I always had to fit myself in. As much as people know me growing up, oh, she's friendly, she's bubbly, that was the Karen on the outside. But there was a little girl on the inside that just wanted someone to love her like what she was used to being loved. And there was a little girl that just wanted to feel pretty and feel needed. I never felt that I belonged, but I pretended that I belonged.
So what will you say about that? Don't you think that, I'm just trying to look at this generation we are now. I'm just like imagining, like, should this be happening these days, that the young ones are still going through this kind of situations? You get me?
Like, there is. I would say it is happening now. It's just a little bit different now because they express themselves different. I think our youths are aware of mental health. Back in our days, and I'm 51 now, back in our days, we didn't talk about mental health or anything mental because we equated that to crazy.
It's like part of life. Like,
yes.
That's phenomenal, like normal thing. People are going through it. And in the midst of it, you are with your parent, right? Doing with other siblings and all that. That would be very hard.
It was. And there was no one that was listening or no one that spotted the signs.
Yeah.
I think now we can spot the signs. For those that, I smiled a lot, but I didn't talk as much. That's a sign, right? Why are you not expressing yourself? Why are you not talking? Then there weren't those that were listening, that truly listened. I've met with people that I grew up with, and they said, Karen, I remember your mom beating you with the Dutch pot. I remember the things she used to say, but no one stepped in to say anything. Now in our days, we will step in to say something.
It's not that it's an abuse, right? Yeah, even a neighbor can even spot out and say, hey, this is what this child is going through and all that. But in those days, nothing like
No.
that.
Well,
So-
we didn't think that was abuse.
Yeah,
we
we
thought that
didn't-
was
normal.
normal. You thought that was normal. You get beaten from your neighbor and you get
That's
beaten from
it.
your mom.
And then you feel that maybe
Yes.
you are the problem.
Yes.
Maybe something is wrong with
Or
you.
you deserved it. You deserved it. And I can tell you.
Nobody deserves it at all.
No.
To be honest.
No, and I could see it now that back in that day, it was I went through a lot of colorism. It wasn't with the whites that I had an issue with. It was with my own blacks.
Yeah.
That because I was darker skinned, I was treated as if I wasn't as pretty as lighter skinned. So growing up, I didn't even want to date a dark guy because I was afraid my child would turn out dark. I wanted to date someone who had mixed hair. So my
Okay.
daughter would turn out
So
mixed.
how did you now cope with all this? The challenges for you, how did you manage? What
It was professional therapy.
Really?
Professional therapy that led me to understanding and loving myself. Professional therapy would having me sit down and have quiet times with myself, having me understand meditations and affirmations. And I'm going to go back to loving myself. I looked in the mirror, but never looked in the mirror. I never stared at myself. Now I stare at myself. Now I was told you don't talk to yourself because that's crazy, or you don't answer yourself. I actually talk and answer myself. In the mornings, before all the makeup, I look at myself and I say, Karen, I love you. And I say, I love you too, girl. You're gorgeous.
So what you're saying now is that it takes you going through therapy to discover that you have to love yourself.
It did because I didn't know, I had no one to
direct you.
You know
point
what?
you to
It
that.
wasn't, also, I'm just going to share this. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist in church. So everything was equated back. If you were sad, go read the Bible. And the Bible, for me, I never understood it because I did not talk like that. I'm still confused by the Bible.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about that
Yes.
side in another
Okay.
segment.
So
Yeah.
I won't. Okay. So I'll just that was where I didn't know how to love myself. I was taught to love mother, father, God, man,
And the church.
but never love you. And I equated self-love as cocky, as arrogant, as me trying to say I'm better than you. I didn't know that confidence, self-respect, self-esteem, self-worth, that's self-love. And me trying to be the best me possible has nothing to do with you. It has it all to do with me, and that's what self-love is.
Wow. Wow. So, why going through all this?
Why am I doing all of this is because I remember a little girl, a little 8-year-old girl that used to hide in the closet and cry. And she did not know how to express herself to someone else to say, I need help. I need help with someone loving me and me not feeling rejected, but didn't know how to do it. I go through this so someone could see me, this beautiful black girl, and know that I still have challenges because life is going to be a challenge. I still sometimes feel lonely. I still sometimes feel abandoned, but I have tools and resources that I can reach out to. And I want that little girl or that little boy to know that there is someone that cares about you. And that someone you got to start with is you.
Okay, I want to ask you, before we go for a break, I want to ask you, where did you find yourself going through all this? Does it affect your lifestyle, your aspirations, your dreams at the time when you're going through this situation?
Yes, when I was going through my breakdown, as I call it, I didn't want to live anymore. Where it wasn't that I wanted to die, I just wanted to start over. I did not want to be where I wanted to be. I did not want to speak to anyone. I did not want to be around anybody like myself. I actually started forgetting things. I had full memory loss. Finding out now I have epilepsy. I have both neurological and focal seizures. I was afraid to tell people that I was blocking out because, again, in our community, strength was to not say anything. Finding out now that strength is saying
To
something.
speak out.
Strength is saying, you know what? Something's going on. I don't understand it. Can I get help? That is strength.
And help will come.
Yes.
I think that's what everyone needs to know. Speaking out.
Yes.
That's where help comes, you know.
And I rejected it first. So I'm going to say that to you, got to want it. You got to want it. At the beginning, what are you talking about? I don't need help. You know what I mean? There's no, no way. When I first started therapy, I didn't, because therapy was for crazy people. I didn't think, no. So why am I going? What am I doing deep breathings for? Who does deep breathings?
Okay.
Who does anything? I had to open up myself and said, let me try something new. So to be honest, I had to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
To get comfortable. So I want you to hold it up there now. When we come back, we're going to talk about your new life now.
Absolutely.
What have changed? How do you transform to that uniqueness of Karen Samuels? So our viewers, I want you to stay tuned, and we're going for a break. We'll be right back.
This is People's Blessing Show with Reverend Blessing Ajayi.
Hello viewers, welcome back. Today we have a special guest, and I hope you have been enjoying our segment. Karen Samuel is going to continue from where we stopped. Like I said, we are now diving to understand where she is, why she became the woman that she is today. What is the secret? Upon all the challenges, telling us how it is possible for you to be in challenge and then walk into victory. And then you can see how she's actually striving in the place of her passion, of her dreams, and walking the thing that she chooses to do well. So stay tuned with us and let's dive in. You're welcome, Karen Samuels.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all you have told us about yourself, the challenges. I know sometimes I feel very emotional, but that's okay. Like I said, you're not there alone. We are all in there together. And I thank God you walked through it, and here you are today. And your inspiration is ministering to young people out there who were going through that situation now, but they don't know who to talk to. So they will listen to you, and I guess they will learn a lot. So tell me about what is happening today. Why are you this great woman that have chosen not just to be by yourself and make money, but you choose to be connected with a non-profit organization where you will have the opportunity to be able to teach or impart some of this knowledge to the young people specifically?
I love giving back. I love the feeling of loving myself. I love the feeling of knowing that I control myself. I have the power. I love the feeling of knowing that today I'm alive and I'm going to live my life to the best that I can live my life, which means controlling myself. In life, there's going to be challenges. Realistically, there's going to be wins and there's going to be losses. It makes me feel good when I can control my emotions. Anger is something that I battle with. And now knowing, because I will, just the littlest thing, I can pop off. Now, I'm proud of myself knowing that I can take that moment and I can breathe and I control the way that I'm going to react back. That is the best feeling for me. As before, it was uncontrollable for me. So uncontrollable that I would blank out and words would come from my mouth that can literally hurt you. And after those words come out, I would feel bad. Now I feel good that I don't feel bad anymore because I can control it. So I don't have to regret what I did.
So we are talking about being able to put your situation under control. At
Yes.
what point did you realize that? And what did you do to be able to live this stable life that you have chosen to enjoy?
I think at the point where I started wanting to take accountability for me.
That's it.
At the point where I stopped blaming others. As I said, I would spend a lot of time reflecting back on what she did. And I realized that I was giving her more of a platform that she deserved and let me focus back on me. So that was the point where it's a defense mechanism for me to answer you back. If you say something back, I'm going to say it back because I don't want to feel that you one-up me. Going through therapy, when we went through the part of self-control, that is my defense mechanism. That is my power. And for me not to sink to any level or go back to that old Karen and be in control so I didn't end up saying or doing something that I would regret, that to me was a powerful feeling. And that I would want to share with everyone else. How to control your life, how to want to live, how to want to be here, and how to want to be here in the best version of you.
So at that point, when we were able to put that control, what are the significant changes that you begin to feel yourself?
I would say the significant changes would be where I felt lighter. There wasn't so much clutter in my head anymore. I was able to look in the mirror. I was able to smile at myself. I was able to meditate. I was able to say affirmations to myself, which then led me to turn around and talk to other people.
Exactly.
I would get other people that would come and love my energy, ask me, what are you doing? And I would say to them, this is what I do. This is what I'm going out to. And then I would start to say, what do you like to do? Because even though this is what I want to do, this is my story. Let's figure out what works for you, what you want to do to get you to the place where you're happy. That's how.
But do you know that sometimes you may be in a world of confusion, meanwhile, others that you may meet and thinking that they are in a better place may even be more confused than you are. So that's bring me to the slogan that they said, you may be thinking you don't have a shoe, but someone doesn't have a leg to wear that shoe.
It is true.
Until you realize that there is some uniqueness, some beauty, some characteristic that you have inside of you that others don't have, and people look at you and say, wow, this girl looks so beautiful. Look at how tall she is. A short person will say, look at how tall she is. Her skin is so bright, but you don't know. So I think this self-focus, by loving yourself, admiring yourself, will give you a sense of human and beauty to know that there is some uniqueness, some future that you have that people don't have.
It would, and what I would say to especially anyone out there, is not to compare yourself to that other person. Not to compare yourself. I am taller. Well, you shouldn't even be looking at my tallness. Look at your height, where you're at. As again, I go back with my mental story, my physical story, my inner story. Again, it's mine. You have yours. So let's not compare because we'll never match up. It's never going to match up. Focus on you.
And do you.
Yes. Start loving you and start
developing you.
Instead of comparing to me, start looking at what works for you.
For you.
What works for you. As I said, that little girl, once upon a time, hated herself and thought she would never have a happy ending.
I think you should write a book of that little girl.
It's coming, and I end at the end.
Because that little girl is significant.
It's coming. And that little girl realized, because I thought I would never have, my Prince Charming was never going to come for me on that white horse riding in, because who could love somebody like me? Until I realized I wasn't my happy ending. That happy ending was, I was my Prince Charming. I was the one that was going to love me. The end.
Can I ask you a question? in the midst of all this, tell me the story of the first charming word that you have, like the first charming toast that you have. Like, you know what I mean?
What I say to myself all the time, I am worthy. I believe I am worthy. That is it.
So I want to bring you to this. At your young age, teenage age, I know some guys love you. And if you can remember, the first toast, you know, when they toast you, like when a guy likes you, at that age, what does it tell you? That they love you.
It did, but I never believed. You see, because I didn't like me, when guys used to come to me, I thought they were only attracted to one thing. And it was, I had a very athletic body. People even, I still have an athletic body. So I used to get.
Because your shape is well, you know.
But I used to get hard and tough. And I'm the most feminine, dainty. And I used to get them that thinks I'm strong in this. I wanted to be treated like as a dainty little girl, and I'm a daddy's girl. So the first guy that came around that made me feel like he was almost like a daddy, like someone. Remember I told you I wanted to be protected and cared for? That was the one that I went to. Someone that wanted to care for me.
Okay, so I wanted to hear you say that, but you just said it that even when they tell you, but you feel that maybe they just want to get at you, you don't believe them, right? And I think, to be honest, these things are still going on so badly these days. A lot of kids, young adults, they are very insecure, you know, because sometimes it's a word that somebody just told them and they just close up. And that begins the trauma of their situation, right? So I believe that what we are discussing today is very important to the youth, to the teenager, to the young people, you know. And I want to appreciate you for, you know, bring opening up to this extent. It's not easy, you know, to speak out all this. And I know someone is being touched here right now. And in case you're in that situation, I want to tell you that you're not there alone. Just speak up, open up. As I'm going to ask our guests to tell us the message, I want you to give our viewer the message, wrap it up, that when they go home, they will sleep with it, they will think with it, and it will make impact in their life. What will you tell our viewers today?
I want to tell you two things. For the one that's going through something, it is about you. You are worthy. I would say start with looking at yourself in the mirror and look at all the things that you admire about yourself. And if you can't start with that, then I'm going to ask you to ask for help and accept the help. Now, on the other side, for those that are not going through it and don't understand how to deal with it, sometimes just listen. And don't compare us to anybody else's story. And it's okay for you not to know and say you don't know. But then just support and say, let's find out together how we can make you better. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate viewers. We are coming back for the next segment. This is just we just pinch it. We are just kicking up. We are preparing to come in. A lot is cooking, and we'll bring it all to you. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate
your time, and thank you. We'll see you in next episode. Bye.
This is People's Blessing Show with Reverend Blessing Ajayi.